Oh wait, hold on. Can you not just do a little tap dance with your feet?
He saw you kick me and he
I
started
know,
peeking out laughing.
because all I'm doing is watching you, and I'm like, if this stop moving his feet, I'm gonna stab him, so he can't move them anymore. I'm just gonna paralyze him from the knee down. I try to be discreet too, like, please
Hey,
stop.
they're recording. This isn't a good look for our
I don't care.
company.
They can put this in the blooper reel. All right, this is what they're really like. No.
Hi, my name is Matt Alfaro. I'm co-founder of Meat on the Street with my sister.
Hi, I'm Alexa Alfaro. I'm also the co-founder of Meat on the Street. Currently, Meat on the Street is a food truck. We also have 2 food trailers that we launched this year. We have a retail space in downtown Milwaukee. We also have catering and wedding services available, and then we do private cultural dinners called kumayan. The food is served on a banana leaf and eaten with your hands.
Meat on the Street is also, we do a college pop-up at Carthage College out in Kenosha area, as well as I manufacture food carts, and we are working towards getting into food manufacturing as well.
Meat on the Street actually started on napkins at AJ Bomber's restaurant. I was going to engineering school at the time in downtown, and I didn't want to be an engineer because I didn't want to be chained to a desk all the time. So I kind of came up with an idea of doing food because we had grown up eating Filipino food. Our dad's Filipino, and whenever we would go to parties or we'd have friends over, people would go crazy over the Filipino food. So I was like, okay, I don't want to open up a restaurant because it's way too expensive and they usually fail, but like, what if we did a food truck? And in 2013, I was doing an engineering internship for a company, and I found out they were losing $500,000 a year. And when I presented this information to their VP, they were just like, okay, thanks for your findings. We'll take it to headquarters. They were headquartered in the UK, and we'll discuss it then. And I was like, dude, if you can lose $500,000 and not blink an eye, I can run a business, I can do this. So I dropped out of engineering school, I quit my engineering internship, and I pitched the idea to my parents that I could run a food truck and that Matt would cook all the food because I am not the skilled cook.
So I actually grew up in the kitchen with my dad. I was always a kid who loved eating, so therefore I actually fell in love with cooking because the fastest way to eat is when you're next to your dad as he's cooking the dish. So throughout my life, I've always been in the food and beverage industry. Went to college for a little bit, didn't fall in love with it, so sort of dropped out once I heard she was jumping ship, so I joined in on her because she was the student. So I looked at them and I was like, if she's out, I'm definitely out. So therefore I told my parents, I was like, I'm not going back to college either, which was always a goal of mine. So therefore, I've always been cooking, grilling, so that's sort of how my involvement sort of became.
Somebody had to cook the food because it wasn't gonna be me. I am not the skilled recipe creator, talent chef. I can price out the dish, but like, I can't actually put it together for you. Matt is the one who can sit there and cook it and get the flavors right and get the blending right. And our dad is technically the one who creates recipes too for us, and then Matt will shave it down, and then I'll do the analytics behind it, and then that's how kind of the dishes have come to be over the course of Meat on the Street. So 2014, we launched the food truck. June was our first time. Restaurant launched in 2016, so our retail space opened up then. We did an international cookbook called The New Filipino Kitchen in 2018. We got to do a 2-year tour across the country, doing pop-ups, doing cooking demos, talking about Filipino food and what it means to us. So that was awesome. We've gone from DC, New York to California. I got to speak at Google due to this opportunity as well too. We've competed on the Food Network twice. In 2020, the pandemic hit, so the business pivoted because we started cooking very healthy, conscious meals for our frontline staff in a hospital, so people that were directly working with COVID. So there was a GoFundMe created called Feed the Frontline Milwaukee. They paid us for the meals in full, and then we donated them to the hospitals. And I think in the first 8 weeks of COVID, we had delivered over 3,000 meals to frontline workers. So that was a pandemic pivot, and then we continued to do that with the Tandem and Caitlin Cullen through the World Kitchen Organization, and that was to help fight food scarcity for our community in the north and northwest part of the city that may experience that. So that was kind of our pandemic pivot. The food truck was helpful as things started to open back up. We could go outside, people could gather around the food truck. That really went well. And then in 2022 is when we decided to do another expansion where Matt built out trailers.
So I built out 3 mobile units. We have 2 in use. One's called Looney Lumpia, and then we have another flex trailer that's used as meat on the street. For our busy weekends, we'll have
Meat on the Street 2.0?
Yeah, meat on the street 2.0. So we have 3 mobile units at one point running. So that was a lot of fun. I'm very handy and hands-on, so it's fun learning to build out those trailers and those concepts, as well as help other people in the industry understand what's going on. So it's been awesome to learn all that and have all that knowledge to give back to people in the industry too. Being able to leverage all the opportunities that were given to us, that are put in front of us, and having the opportunity to sort of take the things you're not sure of what's going to work out and sort of just run with it is a big part of like what makes this business where it is like having no clue what you're going to do next, but still working through the motions of it and electing certainty.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing you got to have with leveraging opportunities is a blind faith. Like, I don't know how things are going to work out. I can't see into the future. Trust me, I have asked to be able to see into the future, to predict the weather, to manipulate the weather so we can have perfect days for big events. None of that is available to me though. So I think a huge message is understanding that you can't build a business by yourself. Matt and I can't build a business, just the 2 of us. We have had family for the first couple of years. It was just me, Matt, and then we made our parents and our brother and our aunt help us, and that was it. And then we have had so many iterations of staff members that have helped take us to the next level, joined our cause, been there, done it in the trenches with us, because the food truck life is very intense. It's 300 events in a 5-month window, and it's every single day, and we pick up events last minute, and we're here to make money and move and groove and shake and hustle and provide customer service and give good quality and do all these things. And that's one event, and that's one event 300 times in a short period of time. So it's like, we wouldn't be here without our staff who preps the food, who does the dishes, who does the food truck events. And then community. You need a space to go into. You need a space to be able to do all these things and to celebrate all these things and to engage and interact with. And I think being able to leverage all those opportunities in those 3 different areas is what's gotten us to this point. And I think that's a big message we would want everyone to know.
I'm good too. That's spectacular. Want a cup? Let's go.
Oh my, really? You've been dying to do that.